The title of this presentation is Beyond Participation, a case study of youth as researchers and community development in North Philadelphia, and my name is Jameson Malcolm. The Youth as Researchers curriculum is an example of youth participatory action research. It was originally developed by researchers in conjunction with youth from the UNESCO Child and Family Research Center at NUI Galway, and the curriculum includes a training manual, a youth workbook, and a youth-led evaluation tool. The manual provides a step-by-step guide to carry out research and a workbook designed to complement the training by suggesting practical tasks to support the research process. The Youth as Researchers curriculum is essentially a mixed methods research class that's distilled down to its essentials and made accessible for youth. The manual and the workbook include the following sections: deciding on a research topic, finding out about that topic, planning for change, writing a research question, research design, research ethics, reporting your findings, and finally, dissemination. The primary advantage of Youth as Researchers as a curriculum is that it truly is a youth-led process with support from adult researchers and volunteers. Some additional advantages are that it's non-formal education, meaning it occurs outside of the classroom. It includes written, spoken, and visual forms of communication. It's adaptable to the audience, meaning that it can become more or less rigorous depending on youth's age. For instance, Youth as Researchers has been conducted with youth as young as 13 years old and as old as college students in their mid-20s. Finally, it includes experiential opportunities that reinforce learned skills and create opportunities to integrate new information. Some of the disadvantages of Youth as Researchers is that it requires an instructor or volunteer with a research background. Also, it's a long-term commitment lasting at least a few weeks and sometimes even months. It also requires parental permission because it's researchers working with youth. And finally, it requires a set of skilled volunteers to help with the process. The steps for delivering YAR are as follows. Identify a target youth audience, identify a sponsoring organization or program, and in this example, we'll be talking about a program called Saturday Academy. Next, you recruit youth participants, conduct the trainings and follow-up sessions, disseminate the Youth as Researchers research findings, and finally, an evaluation tool with a pre and post test. During the planning and evaluation of the curriculum, we asked ourselves a few questions. Was Youth as Researchers an appropriate teaching module for a partner program or organization? Were youth recruited and engaged in the entire process, taking the lead, not only as participants? Was the topic selection, research process, and dissemination truly youth-led and not only tokenism? Was YAR completed in a timely manner? Did youth researchers develop new skills? Did youth researchers develop positive youth development or PYD characteristics, which we will discuss in just a few moments? And then finally, were the pre and post tests completed? This slide is a crime map of the city of Philadelphia, the darker red indicating higher crime rates. The youth that we worked with were all from the same neighborhood in North Philadelphia in what's known as the Temple University corridor, just a few blocks from Temple's campus. This neighborhood is known for having some of the highest murder rates and other crime rates in the city of Philadelphia. The youth researchers chose the research topic of police and community interactions. To study this topic, they decided to do a mixed methods research study in which they first interviewed police officers. Next, the youth researchers conducted street surveys of community members and their perceptions of police. Just after the police interviews, the youth researchers expressed feeling confident, empowered, and competent. One example was, one of the young researchers said, "I was nervous before, but now I feel like I can interview anyone." The youth researchers were then mentored by film professionals in Philadelphia to create, write, direct, and act in a documentary presenting their findings. The documentary can be viewed at this link. In the course of a debriefing after the interviews, it became clear that the youth researchers believed that the interviews were positive. Their responses and comments indicated an increase in their confidence, competence, and interacting with adults, connection to others through their research, and to their community. The following quotes are illustrative of the youth researchers' sentiment. Finally, recommendations for future research are presented here.